Welcome to this week's installment of Dads on Wrestling. I can't even think what number it is, man. We've done so many. We're still here in Las Vegas. We're at the Excalibur Hotel. Behind us is now the Camelot Steakhouse, but I believe this is where the Nitro Grill used to be. So that is why we are. We asked a couple people, they gave us a couple different pieces of information. This is the best we can come up with. But anywho, Nitro Grill, former home, we're going to talk to you about the highlights of WCW. We're not going to focus on the negative. No. Vince McMahon has pounded the negative into our heads enough. You know, David Arquette, world champion, Vince Russo, world champion, finger poking him. Okay, let's move past that.
Let's
talk
highlights
of WCW.
And I think when you talk about the highlights for a huge WCW mark like myself, it all started at the Cruiserweight division. Right at the opening of the show. Big shout out to one of my favorite Cruiserweights of all time, Ultimo Dragon. His matches were epic.
Yes. Before you even get to the Cruiserweights though, I think you got to talk about the very first episode of Nitro with the surprise debut of Lex Luger, who, you know, he is what he was. You know, Bischoff didn't really want to book him. Steen talked him into hiring him, but that entrance on that first episode really set the tone of things to come with the Monday Night Wars.
Never knew what to expect from Bischoff and Nitro.
Cruiserweight division, awesome. That is what got me to watch wrestling. I told Rey Mysterio the first time I met him at the Long Beach Arena. First time I watched Monday Nitro, I turned it on, there was the Nitro girls shaking their asses. I was like, hey, these are some hot bitches. Okay. As soon as the Nitro girls were done, it was the Cruiserweight match. And that's what kept me from changing the channel. There you go. The Nitro girls got me reeled in, the Cruiserweights kept me on the channel.
Big shout out to a Cruiserweight that I hate to this day, Chris Jericho. I've always hated him. But, however, just like you two have turned coach to C Nation, I was the big Jericho mark back in the day. Oh,
turn around.
Come on, y'all busted me out enough on the Renegade a few weeks back, okay? You don't need to keep beating it into my skull. You know, I've sold out my principles, damn it.
Snap, you bleed red, orange, blue,
purple, whatever his shirt was.
Whatever color. But back onto WCW.
Dean Malenko, probably the most underrated cruiserweight of all time. Big shout out to the homie Bruce.
When we talk about WCW, Bruce, you got to talk about including Chris Benoit.
Will not be edited from any DVD.
That's right.
No Dads on Wrestling release will ever edit the name Chris Benoit. Anyways.
Except I'm outside of WWE event.
Flair, Benoit, Mongo, Jarrett to an extent, Dean Malenko.
And when you talk about the Horsemen, you got to talk about the NWO also. And I have to go ahead and plug the Best of Nitro DVD, which you can find right now on shopso.com. Hopefully they still have it up there.
Hosted by
DDP. And if you haven't checked it out already, check out his promo for our show. But anyways, gotta give a shout out to that promo, the NWO mocking the Horsemen, where Six Pac looks like freaking Napoleon Dynamite out there making fun of Ric Flair. I'm sorry. I saw that promo and I'm like, fucking Pac looks like Napoleon Dynamite. Yeah, sorry. I'm getting excited, man. This is the first time in a long time WCW's got me excited.
Yeah. Remember K-Dog came out as Mongo McMichael flipping the football up. Oh, cheese nasty. Another shout out to Aaron, not Aaron Rim, Double A, our cameraman back down in Long Beach. Shout out. What's up, boy?
Double, whatever his name is.
Double A.
Which brings us to the tag team division, which we got to start at Harlem Heat.
Yes.
For me,
what, Mikey, what?
Don't drop the N-bomb here.
We're not going to talk about the greatest Booker T promo of all time. He said he was coming for Hulk Hogan. We're not going to talk about that.
We're not dealing with drunk Jeff, so we don't have to hear that.
That's right. We got sober Jeff today.
Tired Jeff.
We had 1 hour. We had 1 hour of a tape yesterday. But now.
So anyways, the tag team division in WCW during its peak was off the fucking chain.
Shiners, Harlem Heat,
the Outsiders,
Faces of Fear,
the Flock
to an extent, the Horsemen.
Even celebrity tag team matches.
DDP and Karl Malone, Hogan and Rodman,
DDP and Jay Leno.
Yeah, no.
Walk off.
We had to get the dad walk off.
When that Hogan and Bischoff teamed up together, I did like it.
Yeah,
I'm a big Derek Bischoff fan.
One thing I'm gonna give WCW is that they always were willing to take a chance
Yep.
and turn somebody heel that you thought could never be heel. They made bank off of turning heel. And another unlikely heel turn that they did, which might be a good thing, might be a negative thing, we'll go ahead and touch on it here a little bit. When they turned Hacksaw Jim Duggan heel and had him turn his back on America to join Team Canada.
Yeah.
I'm only bringing that up because it was a heel turn that nobody expected. He had been USA, ho, for so long that for him to come out there with the red and white and the maple leaf just caught everybody off guard.
Now, I understand it, but I know Jeff watched it back when it was hot, just like I did, and I think you can kind of get that sense when the television title meant something, but then the decline of it when he found it out. Hacksaw Jim Duggan found it out of the trash can, and then started defending it again.
The TV title actually meant something. Booker T and Chris Benoit, the best of 7 series.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. So successful, WWE recreated it.
Yes, to the point where Booker T got injured and Randy Orton had to fill in.
Yep.
To this day, the U.S. title is the only title that Randy Orton won that he never got to win.
Yep.
And we talked about the rise of Goldberg.
Yes.
Goldberg is a huge fan of WWE, no question.
Yes.
I don't like the guy, but
Their answer to Stone Cold Steve Austin, Bill Goldberg.
Which brings us to just the pay-per-view, the monthly pay-per-view format.
While we're talking about Stone Cold for a second, got to put over the Hollywood Blondes.
Studying Steve
Hollywood Blondes, another one of those great underrated tag teams. They weren't supposed to get over.
They did.
But they did, and to this day, Austin still wears the gold chain that Brian Pillman gave him for the gimmick, because Pillman thought, hey, Hollywood, we need to have a chain.
Now Austin will be wearing a CM Punk t-shirt.
That's a little outdated news, though, Ray. It's a little outdated. But you know, WCW, for all its problems, for all its downfall, for all its inmates running the asylum, did have some pretty good high points. There was 82 in a 3-week stretch, whatever it was. Nitro was hoping the WWF side.
Yes, that boy.
86.
Three. Go back and look.
See, so I'm not the only stat boy that fails in Vegas. Even stat boy is failing. You know what it is? He's gambled too much. He says it's the second day curse. Second day in Vegas. Don't know when this episode's going out. The second day curse. So he's off a little.
That's all right.
We're just chalking up to
We let that go and wrap her up here.
And we'll tell you what Ric Flair was wearing on his
Keep going. Keep going.
We'll tell you what Ric Flair was wearing on his 14th title run, what menu it was. That's what we'll say.
Can I rebut to him now, please?
Yeah, you know what? I promised Mikey a few weeks ago that he could have his rebuttal on this, and I've never been able to get him back.
Even though it's 5 witnesses on my side.
So you know what? I'm going to step off for a second, take the camera. Apologize for shaky. Mikey's going to come over to my spot, and he's going to give his rebuttal.
Thank you. Oh, you're so, you got that? You good? Okay.
Now we're in the camera trick here.
Bathroom break. No.
I'm just going to focus on Mike and Ray for a
Here's
second.
the rebuttal. Here's what happened. Before I became Super Stat Boy, I was Super Stat Boy Junior. I have the title history.
You're just a kid with the pen and the pad, dude.
Exactly. Before I got to the computer age.
You're Eric Young. If anybody watches
Hey, I do, man. Leave it alone.
Watch yourself. I'll bury you out here. Okay. So, hi.
Don't do that. Don't do that. You guys have it home, man.
I thought I was caught. Anyway, so we went to the signing to Ric Flair. I needed a stat from him as to what arena he won a title from. Was it?
I don't remember. I wasn't there.
Man, I don't know.
Ricky Steamboat in the 80s, and you were hugging your pen and pad in your book.
May 7, 89 in Nashville.
You were hugging. As far as you went off, he did not go, oh, just give me the book. He went off on this tangent. He named every possible city that he chased Steamboat around. He didn't give me the stat I needed. I put the book down in front of him. I grabbed his hand. I said, that is not a lie. That is not a lie. It's the truth.
Fail.
And the truth shall set you free.
Are you done?
Let him rebut. Let him rebut.
Are you done? Okay. I put the book in front of him. I shook his hand. I said, Mr. Ric Flair, thank you so much for all you've done in wrestling. He looked at me, smiled, signed the book, picture tap, and I left. I didn't get the stat I wanted. He wasn't drunk, which everyone thinks he was. I was a little screwed up that day, but he was not drunk. Therefore, that's the true story.
this with a shaky camera work on here, the transition.
Even for a minute, if that was actually true.
It was.
If it was. Our 2,000 viewers right now will believe that was fucked up. This guy is already dying.
The other championship that we haven't put over is the United States title. Currently in WWE, you know, the United States Championship, the Canadian Championship for men once Lance Storm got a
As a
hold of
matter
it.
of fact, when I saw Lance Storm right here at the Nitro Grill area, Lance Storm had the Canadian Championship and the Saskatchewan International, whatever the hell it's called, championship. The hardcore title. Oh, the hardcore title. And I posed with both of them.
Speaking about
But
championship,
let's get to the U.S. title for a second, because you know we kind of touched base on a former episode about the greatest United States champions.
Yes.
So just want to put over some of the WCW U.S. title champions once again. Luger,
Sing Ravishing Rick Rude.
going even older than that, the Hot Rod.
Roddy Piper in the 80s, yes. 89, 99.
Yes, yes. Scott Hall. There he goes.
that short time he was. I'm gonna put over Raven.
You know what? I love me some Raven. We talked about Raven a little bit in our ECW episode. Raven is the man.
His skits were epic. I really enjoyed it with Candy. Do you remember that when he used to go?
Who better than
He
Candy?
came up like this dark, demented figure, and then they would go to his mansion in Florida, and they'd be like, "What about you? What about me, man?" He was like all rich. He was just some spoiled rich kid. I love him.
So for all of those out there in internet land, the Dads on Wrestling fans, the Talk Wrestling fans, that have heard nothing but negativity about WCW,
Look back on this episode.
I hope that we've inspired you to Google, YouTube, look up some of these good
DVD Shop Zone.
Yes, DVD Shop Zone, Rise and Fall of WCW, Monday Night Wars, the best of Monday Night Nitro, the best of Starrcade. I think that covers it. Go look up some of these things, put some money into the stockholders' pocket so he can bring us out here to Vegas again. And look up some of these classic, good WCW movies.
Yes.
For Mr. TW, Jeff Meacham, the Lady Killer Ray Larkin, I am the Renegade of Wrestling, JJ Williams. Quote us, nevermore.
Ow.